talking about my granddaddy. I'm 35 years old, and I can leave this church right now, drive the Century, go in my granddaddy's house, with him having the knowledge that I'm not doing something right. And he ain't going to sit down and talk about the will. He's going to make that after. My granddaddy I had my granddaddy with me when I was 20 years old.
Do you know?
I dang sure did. You know, I just don't understand standing back, letting our kids go. What a privilege it is. What an honor, what a glory it is to be. I don't see a glow on the Miller's face like the glow that grandchild brings to them. And there's no other thing in this world that brings them that glow. That glow belongs to that grandchild. You have that glow. I know you do. And you deserve it. It's a joy. It's a privilege. It's a blessing beyond blessings. But oh, what a shame it is when we stand back. Stand back and let them go as they want to go. And let the world have them. To stand back and let them go and go off with the wolves. To stand back and watch them get lost in the wilderness. But we don't want to say anything because we don't want them to be mad at us, or we don't want them to have hurt feelings toward us, or we got to get in the way. It's worth it. Well, how many times that my mom has told me, well, you can't say that to your sister. If you say that to your sister, well, she won't come around. I said, well, she fit to hear one good thing. She might not come around after these. You know what, though? Every time I've said something out of love, they've always come back around. It might take a little while, but they'll come back around. God has placed us in that glorious spot in our children's lives. That spot of teaching, that spot of learning, that spot of discipline, that spot of passing on our knowledge of God to them. And man, there's no way I'm going to stand back and just be out of our kids' way. Man, I'm going to be the one to stand between them and cigarettes. I'm going to be the one to stand between them and sex. And I'm going to be the one that's going to stand between them and wrong. You understand? That's our spot. That's our place, is to be in the way, to be a person that will stand up for what God has placed in our heart. The same thing is with our marriage. Can I get an amen before I ever get there?
Amen.
I'm in our marriage today. I told you this morning when we talked about good and evil that somewhere today somebody's getting married. Oh, and it's a beautiful sight. But I guarantee you at the same time somebody's getting married, we got two people getting divorced. You know what? I had a lady, and y'all know her too. And I ain't gonna give no names. She wouldn't mind if I did. Well, I'd go ahead and tell you because I know she wouldn't mind. It's Don's wife. Don's wife, Sonia. But Don's wife, Sonia, she come to me one time and said, I want to know something about this lady across the road. This is before you moved over here. Yeah, what you? She said, I want to know something about her. I want to know something about her husband. Where is her husband? I said, I don't know. She said, now she's had Don over 2 times and had work. I want to know if she's married or not. I said, well, yeah, she's married. She said, well, I just understand. Anyway, she said, well, I'm just going to have a talk with her. I said, okay. And you know what? she wasn't going to, and the thing that impressed me so much about that, a lot of times we'll just leave it out there to question. And just have questions about it. But we don't bring it up and ask or look into something just because we don't want to hurt no feelings, or we don't want somebody to think something's going on, you know. But what she said was to me, right then and there, she said, my husband is important enough for me to find out if this lady's chasing him.
Amen.
Now, I'm not saying Don done one single thing wrong, because he did.
I know he did.
Don was just driving a bulldozer. But what happened is this lady had the likings for Don, and she was trying to come up with work for Don to do. So Sonia shut that business down. Hey, listen to me. Honest to God, she went over there and she said, lady, my husband ain't the only one that does bulldozing work. You call somebody else. The thing about that is, God has placed you in charge of your marriage. Not just the husband, but the wife too. It's your job to look after the husband, and the husband's job to look after the wife. Amen? It's not left to chance. I mean, it's something that God has put together. And when God puts something together, we don't just get out of the way and let anybody mess it up. We don't just stand back and let chance take its place. I want to tell you, if there's something there that you have a question about, it's your right to stand in that way. Man, don't you want to stand in the way of divorce? I want to be right in that way. We don't believe in it. Me and my wife don't believe in divorce. We're going to stand in the way of that. My kids, don't you know my kids want us to stay married? To grow up in a home with mom and daddy together? That has so much to do with our church today. People look at our church and we can't even keep our marriages together. And marriage is ordained by God. And we have scandals after scandals after scandals in the churches today of marriages. But if we would just get up and say and understand, you don't have to sit back. It's your right to stand in the way of anything or anybody that can hurt or damage your marriage. That's your right. And it's given to you not by Congress, not by some party, but by God.